I think one of the things that entrepreneurs often fail at is the balance between leadership and friendship. Like if you want a friend, get a dog. Like if you want to be a leader, it's not always about getting friends. I always used to jokingly say that I stopped accepting applications for friends a long time ago. Like if you somehow manage to like sneak in, get your resume in there, and it's entirely, happenstance. But it's not the goal, it's not the objective. And I think that a lot of times the reason that entrepreneurs kind of struggle with this balance is they want to be liked. And they think that in being liked, what you have to do is you have to sugarcoat everything. And you can't shoot straight with people. And I think that is going to set you up for a lot of frustration and a lot of challenge and a lot of destructive interpersonal interaction in an organization. I think the better situation is to be able to understand that leadership is not friendship. Leadership is oftentimes about having the uncomfortable conversations with people, to letting them know where they stand all the time. Friends don't want to say bad things. They don't want to talk about, their realities. They don't want to tell their friend that they're marrying the wrong person or that they're doing something that's unhealthy or that they're doing something that's destructive. But when you're a leader, you don't have the luxury to ignore the conversation that has to happen. In fact, the conversation that you want to have least is the one that you need to have first. And I see all the time, leaders will ignore the fact that somebody is not engaged, right? They'll ignore the fact that people aren't doing the things that are going to make them successful. One of my best friends in the world came through a leadership interaction, right? The leadership thing led to a friendship later on. But my first interaction with him was very simple. It was, do you like what you're doing? And he said, well, yeah. And I said, why? You're terrible at it. You suck. Right? You're not making any money. You're not having success. You're not winning. Like, what is it you love about it? And he was totally perplexed. And I said, look, you either don't know what to do or you're lazy. Which is it? And after a whole lot of conversation, it was obvious it wasn't lazy. He just didn't know what to do. And ultimately, as a leader, then that became my responsibility. It was my job to teach him what was necessary to be successful. And he did it. He responded. He reacted to those things. And I think a lot of times, because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, what we do is we ignore those courageous conversations. We ignore that dialogue that needs to happen, and we bury our head in our sand. It's not beneficent. It's not kind, right, to not tell somebody where they stand. If they're committing career suicide by not being engaged, by showing up late, by not making the calls, by not doing the work, by not growing, by not self-investing, right, you gotta address it. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to get to a point in the relationship where they're going to hate you and you're going to hate them, right? So before that happens, before you get to that point, let them go. Have the courageous conversation. See if you can bring them back around. See if you can get them to do the things that they need to do. And if not, then set them free. And go and have a beer. Maybe you can spark a friendship then.